Welcome to Multimedia Plus online television, and welcome to this edition. Top stories in this broadcast. The Ministry of Information and Communications unbundles a SALCAB. The Institute for Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice, in partnership with the Law Society for a College, has successfully ended the Nasruddin Moot Court Competition 2020. Well, all of these stories and more are all lined up in today's news broadcast. I am Lucy Emanet Aliu. And now for the news in details. The Minister of Information and Communication, Mohamed Rahman Souare, during a press briefing held with members of the press, outlines government strategies in boosting various institutions, of which the Sierra Leone Cable Network, SALCAB, is part of, as he confirms the unbundling of SALCAB. Rebecca Memesi Kamara has more.
During a press briefing held with members of the press at the Ministry of Information and Communication, UAE Building, Freetown, the Minister of Information and Communication, Mohamed Rahman Souare, said that reform made at the Ministry of Information and Communication is aimed at ensuring Sierra Leone benefits from a digital divide, part of which is unbundling the Sierra Leone Cable Network. SALCAB is geared towards enhancing broadband connectivity and support e-governance.
Today is to talk about the proposed unbundling of SALCAB, right? You all could see that while we were at war, we had a very debilitating 11-year-old war. The whole country, the whole world did not wait for us. Other countries kept moving, right? Ghana and others had already transitioned from satellite to various undersea cables. Yeah, so they had moved ahead. So around 2016, 2006, 2007, there was an opportunity that was almost about to elude Sierra Leone. They wanted to land the cable here, but Momini will speak to the technical details, the granular details. So the government of Sierra Leone took advantage of that, right, to land the ACE cable here. That is the Africa Coast to Europe cable here, submarine, to improve, to enhance broadband connectivity, reduce prices, and at the same time support e-governance, because this is the way of the world. So the ACE cable was landed here. But as a precondition for the landing of the ACE cable, it was indicated that Sierra Leone had to have a special purpose vehicle. That was when the Sierra Leone Cables Limited SALCAB was born to become our permanent representative in the ACE consortium. Okay, so that was the background. The original vision of the bank then was land the ACE cable here and get the private sector to participate in a PPP model, kind of running the ACE cable. That was the original idea. Remember, we landed the ACE cable here using a $30 million loan, $25 million paid directly to the ACE consortium for our participation, the other $5 billion for administrative and infrastructural commitments. That was done. Several years down the line, we have done reviews, and there are very, very legitimate and palpable concerns about the efficacy of this investment and the need to change direction.
Minister Rahman Souare furthered that these reforms are ongoing at other institutions, as this is part of the President's agenda of digitalizing the country and opening it up to more investors, thus reaching international standards.
You could see it on the newsstands. That is not the only product we intend to do, but watching our space in coming days and weeks, you will see a lot more happening. You could also see that we have been able to set up the Universal Access Development Fund, which we are trying to further energize, right? This week, all the players in the ICT telecom sector will be converging on board to discuss about making NATCOM more robust. What we have is the National Telecommunications Act, crafted first in 2006. Many things have happened in the technology world since 2006, right? You cannot continue to use a 2006 law with piecemeal amendments to tackle the current and emerging challenges in the sector. So we are taking a wholesale review of that. We have been doing a lot of work. We just want to have a final bite of the cherry. You could see that instead of a law that will only regulate telecommunications, we are looking at the overall ICT sector. In other countries, that is what happens. It's a converged regulatory framework. That is what we're urging towards. And I am happy that we have had the cooperation of the telcos, the ISPs, and some civil society organizations. Of course, the media has always been there to support us. So these are the reforms that are ongoing, right? We are committed as part of the National Development Plan to deliver the catalyst that will ensure that Sierra Leone benefits from this digital divide. His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio has always been very concerned. He says Sierra Leone, like the rest of Africa, has missed out on 3 industrial revolutions. He does not want us to miss out on the 4th industrial revolution. So that is why he is placing digitalization at the heart and center of the new directional administration.
A presentation was then made on how the whole process of unbundling SALCAB will look like, and most importantly, what will be the mandate of SALCAB going forward. Multimedia Plus Online Television News, Memisi Rebecca Kamara reporting.
The Institute for Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice, in partnership with the Law Society of Farabi College, has successfully ended the Nasruddin Moot Court Competition 2020 at the Multipurpose Conference Hall FBC, with the Idealist Group emerging as the winner.
The Nasruddin Moot Court Competition 2020 has ended, with the Idealist Group emerging as the winners of the competition. The 3-day competition, which was held at the Multipurpose Hall Farabi College, University of Sierra Leone, brought together legal practitioners from the judiciary of Sierra Leone, lecturers from the Law Department FBC, students amongst others. Whilst making a statement, the chairman of the Institute for Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice, Martin Michaels, commended the strides taken by the Law Society in partnering with the Institute of Legal Research in organizing such events.
I mean, I'm standing here in front of you with all my experience, both as the CEO of Mercury and as a lawyer, and I'm nervous as hell. And yet, I saw nothing in what they did today. I saw no nervousness at all. And I must say, I'm very, very impressed with the way they performed. ILRAJ is extremely proud to be associated with the Law Society of Farabi College. We're extremely proud to have co-sponsored this event, and we look forward to extending this event to beyond just what we have seen here today. Let me take this opportunity to thank all the judges who helped in the last couple of days. They're all here today. Some of them were actually the ones standing and being disruptive, some of the lawyers. But we thank you very much. I did not come for the first 2 days because I had some other things, but my daughter, who's only 13, came, and she went home and she made a complaint. She said, Dad, those judges are so mean. They're so wicked, so mean. He said, even one of them told the lawyer not to speak because the lawyer was naked. And that was Gival. Gival said to one of the participants, and she said to me, Dad, they're wicked, those people, those judges, they're so mean. But I think ultimately, the way the judges performed in the first and second day was the reason that the judges today were unable to ask so many questions, because they prepared them well. So let's give them a round of applause.
The president of the Law Society, Farabi College, Mohammed Wuri, highlighted the importance of the moot court competition, as he went on to state some of the challenges students at Fairbairn College continues to encounter even in their pursuit for education.
Overwhelmed with joy, for I know, and this Paul will agree with me, when we landed in Gaborone last year at around the same time, we had no clue what we were about to face. We went to the court with all the articles and protocols up here, but we cannot address the court adequately because the culture of mooting at Fairbairn College is as dead as death itself. That is why when we assumed leadership in February, we had 4 objectives, having been mentored by Honorable Justice Bine Kamara, having been mentored by people like Honorable Justice Miata Samba, our very Basita Michael, who made me fall in love with international criminal law, for me to write a dissertation as currently evaluating the International Criminal Court and its fight against impunity in Africa. We had 4 objectives. We inherited a broken society, not because of the past administration, but because there had been a vacuum of leadership at the department, and there had been this vacuum of leadership or student leadership at Fairbairn College. Our strength is in our unity. When we agree to come together and put aside our differences, the administration is of no challenge to us. You'll be afraid of us. And as I speak, you will agree with me. Pardon me, guys, I have to say this. For us to get this hall, imagine this hall was constructed pursuant to funds from Badia Project, which was for students or to enhance education. This program was an academic program. You will all agree with me, it was a curricular program. We applied for this hall. We were asked to pay standard fees as other people from outside will apply. We have to plead through the blessings of the Students' Union. We pay a sum of 1.5 million approximately per day. You do the math. That is how Fairbairn College administration is. I invited all of them to come. They are not here. And we keep inviting them to come.
First things first, I want to thank God because it was only by His grace that we got this far. I want to thank my parents for their support. I want to thank my team, and I want to thank the organizers also. I want to thank them, my sincere gratitude to them. We started preparing since the day they announced this competition. Tons and tons of research, sleepless nights. It has not been easy at all, but thank God it all paid off. Well, my message to them is that law is not all about the theory, it also has to do with practicality. So they should opt for competitions like this that will help them to how to address the court in the future.
It is worth noting that the Law Society of Fairbairn College held the Nasruddin Moot Court competition in partnership with the Institute of Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice. Prizes were then presented to all participants. Multimedia Plus News, Freetown.
Well, keep watching news coming to you from Multimedia Plus online television. We will now go for a short break. Stay focused.
Pick the package if you hear this. Even the haters testify, called the man when I was amateur. Couldn't holler them, my team is vicious fever, the Taliban. The game don't see.
The boy Caldanero, man. Live at the Red, man, within our studio, man. You know what I mean? Kiss the Throne EP coming. I just can't wants to freestyle. Now, this is very good studio. The setup is good. Nice and Django. Shout out to Una. Proud of what Una they do. You know, we need more of this in the industry.
Hey, this is Emerson, the last man standing. Of course, we're right here at Multimedia Plus, and we had a great session. And come check it out. It's a great studio, you know, great sounds, great producer, and support your own saloon content. Sugar Entertainment at Multimedia Plus. Peace.
Voiceover we there, single and soundtrack we there, documentary podcast we there.
For over years now, many youths have engaged themselves into digging gutters, mining minerals and scrap metals at different parts of the capital, Freetown. This obviously is a means of survival for them. Despite their vulnerabilities to different deadly diseases and several other concomitants, buyers of these minerals, mostly copper, iron, aluminium, and scrap metals, serve as honest brokers between miners and the bigger buyers who buy from them in tons.
Man, and they how they put one and I got self for girl living. Some man they trade or tea. Some of food I got and I do the dog. Some man they get for people and for them back go get hands so much. Different gold, silver, brass, aluminium.
So you never found gold before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what you do, sir?
I don't find gold. They go sell the only money from the body money they don't count and they would do no use. Enjoyment some of mine they follow.
How's community nowadays, so?
A constant community.
Okay. Now any organization where they support that?
The organization who they na the community. If you work hard and member we then get the one who they remember. But who they say for go do anything now we then they can get that. The who better can now they shield we then get the face so they take. For go if you say they say for go now the hospital cottage and get the face so they go and take and they then pull it out.
So
sleep. That man then can down no more for a few hours. After that, all man they pack, go side they go.
So no feel so exposed to sickness?
I got no more they protect you. Cause if now was sick now for they die. Cause one and then I got so they plots all kind of tea. If now was sick, how about they sick? Don't see now. Then we back got the protect because of una suffer they suffer. Can't put so on this smell what's that. Not so all man get man for can't put so on got ça. Una they put so on got ça for lot sustain life there no more. Don't no go take another man you. Don't see now. I saw this situation can go on.
Since this trade emerges, these miners thought it as a better honest earning than to loot and rob people or places. This trade, as they say, is a source of their income since there is a high rate of unemployment in the country.
So which thing are they doing now?
Yeah, also they are now they feel living. The two days we monitor with family like think out to proper car, think out put on go off go to the see, and also see 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, 5,000, 4,000 we take care for we living, social living. I'm not sure how they go for it. Okay, they pay for some. Normally, so I got her. But yeah, the man in the go. The man in show me got her. We show na. Okay, they pay me some more. Man, I guess this pay. Okay, they man list. Now they all they somebody can tolerate where they can piece. You go 5 block, 1,000 where they can tolerate where they can piece. And for no one will for I'm go thief.
So the iron one and the fence. So which like you go do with them?
Who go sell? What's the best money back? Who go sell back? 5 block more. For no for it. For 1 kilo. I'm go thief.
So, but could it be as a barter system method in exchange of their lives? Multimedia Plus online television. I am Mohamed Bake Kama reporting.
Campaign for Human Rights Development International has engaged community members in both Otombo and Makeni on the violence that occurred in these communities and made recommendations on their findings. Mohamed Bake Kamara spoke to the chief executive of Chadi, Abdul Fatoma, in this interview.
We engage both we engage Makeni community, Tombo community, Lunsad and Ferredugo. We did this in partnership with ONEP, UNDP and the government of Australia. And the community engagement seeks to contribute to the reduction and mitigation of community level conflict and insecurity. You know, we wanted to invest in an initiative that will address the key drivers of conflict in these 4 communities. and we were able to engage the key stakeholders, the security sector from the military, the police, ONS, the paramount chiefs, the city council authority, that the local politicians, the local governance politicians, the local council, councillors, and mayors or district council, chairpersons, and also young people, women, and other categories of members of the communities, and we held a town hall meeting, which titled "Let the People Talk." So we wanted them to talk to us, so we can share this with our two key partners. That's the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, and also the government of Sierra Leone. The reason being, UNDP has invested from the international community a lot of amount of money to ensure that our peace building process maintained and with a sustainability. And the government of Sierra Leone charged by the constitution of this country to ensure that all Sierra Leoneans live peacefully, and have rights to life. So we cannot do such a sensitive and important thing without, working in partnership with those two institutions.
Okay, so
Political driven one. They never told us that. But what we learned from Tumbo, a councillor told the gathering publicly that their politicians are more happy when they have conflict in their constituents, because that shows that they are working, and people will not ask them, what have you done? But when the community is peaceful, they would not, people will not notice that they have done something, and people will come forward and ask them a lot of questions. So, I think it's honest, based on the reaction from the audience, and I've been saying this on several media, and the town hall meeting was on live broadcast within the Peninsula villages, by Radio Peninsula. So, the message got down well and clear. But what we know, as a country, we love politics more than ourselves. And because we love politics more than ourselves, we don't love our neighbors, we don't love the community that we belong to. And that's the reason why, for the interest of politics, we'll tear down our community. We will witness the killing of our brothers and sisters without protecting them, without defending them. But if we as a nation start loving ourselves much more than politics, political violence will be a thing of the past in this country, and we'll start tolerating one another. Back to your questions. In McKinney, for example, we had a representative from PMDC, SLPP, and APC. They also talked on the issue. And, allegations were not really placed on one another. It was that this person doesn't want to give us chance. This one saying that, we're not getting a fair treatment. Our, people have been arrested. People have been sacked from work. Some of the key recommendation is that let the professionals be professionals. The politician takes their hand off from the police operation.
Well, that's all we have time for in today's news broadcast here on Multimedia Plus Online Television. But before we close, here's a recap of the headlines. The Ministry of Information and Communications unbundles SALCAB. The Institute for Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice, in partnership with the Law Society for a College, has successfully ended the Nasruddin Moot Court Competition 2020. Thank you very much for sharing your time here with us at Multimedia Plus Online Television. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Multimedia Plus Online Television for more updates, news broadcasts, programs, and interviews. We're also on Facebook at Multimedia Plus. Please visit, like, and share our page. Until next time, I am Lucy Emanet Aliu. Have a lovely day.